Bonjour et bienvenue chez French Sounds. Welcome to French Sounds. Today we're going to work on a French nasal, and it is the gn. The gn sound is usually spelled gn in French. It is pronounced with the central part of the tongue touching the hard palate. There is airflow through the nasal passages, and then there is a sharp release of the tongue from the palate. Répétez s'il vous plaît. Gn. Gn. The tip of the tongue stays down when you're pronouncing this sound. It's very similar to the Spanish sound that is spelled as N with a tilde, as in the Spanish words el niño or la niña. It's also similar to the sounds you hear in the English words onion or canyon. However, it is not quite the same as the English sound spelled ng, usually in ing endings, as in parking. Ing is pronounced with the back part of the tongue up and touching the soft palate, so it's farther back in the mouth. Now, it's true that parking, the English word, has been adopted into French, and the French can pronounce it very similarly to how it's pronounced in English, but it is not the same sound as the gn in French, gn, as opposed to ing, ng. So let's try some words in French with this sound. Répétez après moi s'il vous plaît. Signe, vigne, montagne, magnifique, seigneur, gagner. Très bien. Now, let's take a look at why this sound might cause difficulty for English speakers, other than the fact that it's similar to the ing sound in English. When an English speaker sees the G in front of the N, the tendency is to pronounce the G separately from the N. So you would have, for example, in the word magnificent, you would have a magnificent. You have the G here and the N up here. In French, you don't have that separation of sounds at all. It is one single sound, and it's pronounced in the central part of the mouth. Gn. Magnifique. Magnifique. Très bien. So let's try it in a sentence. Agnès a peigné l'agneau du magnanime seigneur sous les vignes en Bourgogne. Un peu plus vite. Agnès a peigné l'agneau du magnanime seigneur sous les vignes en Bourgogne. Et encore un peu plus vite. Agnès a peigné l'agneau du magnanime seigneur sous les vignes en Bourgogne. Et avec un débit un peu plus normal. Agnès a peigné l'agneau du magnanime seigneur sous les vignes en Bourgogne. Encore. Agnès a peigné l'agneau du magnanime seigneur sous les vignes en Bourgogne. And of course, there are exceptions. And in these exceptions, the G and the N are pronounced separately, as you would have it in English. Répétez après moi, s'il vous plaît. Agnostique. Diagnostic. Stagnant. Très bien. Merci et bonne continuation. À la prochaine. Au revoir.